What could you give me?
A long-ass farming guide.
Alright, here we are in the second part of the video, which is ranking all the Sith Eternal requirements from best to worst. So, in my opinion, and probably in most people's opinion, number one would be Darth Vader. Darth Vader is a one-man army. He does have this Merciless Massacre, which is probably the best Zeta in the game. In my opinion, a lot of this is my opinion, and I have to comprehend that. I have him Relic 6 now. He's my highest power character. Obviously, Vader's got to be your highest power character, man. And I've got him modded for speed and potency. You can find him by achievements and also in the fleet store. So he will take a little bit, but he's definitely a worthwhile character to invest in, even if you are not going for Sith Eternal Emperor. He's definitely a worthwhile character to invest in. One of the best in the game. And then second is Anakin.
The Jedi are taking over!
He does not synergize too well with the Sith Eternal requirements, but man, he's pretty good with a Padme team. And he's one of the best of the requirements, which the requirements aren't obviously the greatest characters in the game. They all have some correlation to Palpatine, because this is Palpatine's journey, so... Obviously, we all know why Anakin has correlation to Palpatine. But yeah, you need Anakin at Relic 7, so... It's going to be a bit of an investment. I believe Sith Eternal, well, not General Kenobi, Jedi Master Kenobi. He's probably got the steepest requirements for GLs, but this Sith Eternal, besides Jedi Master Kenobi, Sith Eternal probably has the steepest requirements relic-wise, because he has, I think, like 5 Relic 7s required and a Relic 6, so... yeah, but Anakin is a brilliant Relic 7, and I think if you were going for a Padme team, you'd probably Relic 7 him anyway. He's just that good. He's also at a ship, Anakin's Edda 2 or whatever. It's still a pretty good ship run with Negotiator. Anakin is a very viable character. You can get him from a lot of places right here. Don't get him from shipments. You can get him from later game Cantina battles and Dark Side, Light Side. Or sorry, Dark Side, Dark Side. Hard nodes. So you can get him pretty early on. I believe he's a starting character, but he's only a 1-star unlock, so he's still very viable and an iconic character in the Star Wars universe. Then we have Thrawn. You can find him in the Journey Guide event. There are 2 Journey Guide characters required for Sith Eternal, and they are Palpatine and Thrawn. So you can get them both with the Phoenix team, which I suggest farming, so... You can just take a look at the Phoenix team eventually. But I'll show it later in the video. But yeah, the Phoenix team is one of the best early game teams, and they're really easy to farm in 7-star. So we've got Veers here. And he's pretty accessible. 2 hard nodes. I mean, hard nodes aren't the greatest spot to go in. He's also inconsistently in military might. You see him occasionally. As I keep saying, don't buy them out of shipments, don't buy them out of data cards. If you're really lucky, you can get them from a Bronzium. I suggest buying, for newer players, I suggest buying Bronziums instead of saving up your ally points for like 5 stun guns or something, because the shard shop currency is going to be much more worth it. So, yeah. Veers is the captain of the Imperial Troopers team. I have him relicked because, man, I've done previous videos on the Troopers in the past. They're one of the best teams in the game, one of my favorites. So yeah, Veers is the keystone of the Troopers team, as well as Mr. Piet right here. So Piet is going to be a more difficult farm. He's from 6B hard, and he's only a single drop. As you can see, I've got a nice 69 shards for Piet there. He also has this, the Emperor's Trap Zeta, one of the best Zetas in the game. If you are running an Imperial Trooper team, this is definitely the first Zeta you want to get. Second Zeta would probably be Veers's, I forgot what it's called. Aggressive Tactician. And also, just for notes, if you wanna run an Imperial Troopers team, you want the Omega on this. That Omega is very important. Piet is a very hard, and just know, Piet has a very steep gear requirement. I believe you need like 3 or 4 pieces of Kyrotech to take him into Gear 12 or something. It's outrageous. It's unfair. It's never been done before. I have him at Gear 9 now because I'm broke. Number 6, we have Tarkin. Tarkin's really good for fleet. He's not too great in actual characters. That's really all you need to know about him. He's available in the Squad Arena store, Fleet Arena store, and Guild Event store. I suggest Squad Arena store. Because if you start farming him out of the Squad Arena store when you're a level, whenever you unlock Squad Arena, I believe it's 28, you will have him 7-star well before you unlock the Fleet Arena or the Guild Event store. So, yes. And then we have Palpatine here, Mr. Limited Power, the Dollar Tree Eternal. He's got some pretty steep gear requirements, same as Thrawn. You get him with the Phoenix team. He is much easier than Thrawn, though. He has a ship, and I forgot to mention that Thrawn has a capital ship, so that's why he's ranked number 3. He's extremely viable, because there's not a whole lot of capital ships in this game, and I like Thrawn's. It's pretty good. Well, I mean, I don't have Thrawn's, but if I were to have Thrawn's, yeah. Palpatine has the Emperor Shuttle. I don't see many people using the Emperor Shuttle, probably because people don't want to unlock it. It's a painful farm. I believe, yeah, it's 70 dark side, so it's a single hard node. Yeah, and a single drop, so no, I'm not going to pass on that. These two are luxury Zetas. Crackling Doom and Emperor of the Galactic Empire. That's kind of redundant, but whatever. So yeah. And then we have number 8, Random Bullshit Go, because that's literally what this guy looks like. I'll put a picture up on screen or something. When he does this move, Victory Through Power. And I also find it really cool that he's reciting the Sith code with all of his abilities. And he is available on 6E Cantina Battles. This guy is really good with Darth Revan. I do have him Gear 6, though, because I haven't found many uses for him without Darth Revan, but eventually you're gonna want to run this guy with Darth Revan instead of Sith Eternal. He also has a ship which is available on the same node as Veers's, so you can activate that and have a relic pilot for your fleet. Completely optional, though. And then we have number 9, Stark. Stark's pretty good. He's part of an Imperial Troopers team. He isn't part of the ideal Troopers team. In my opinion, the ideal Troopers team would be Veers, Piet, Gideon, Dark Trooper, and Range Trooper. But Stark can be a viable character. I think Stark would be the 6th. Like, if you could take in a team of 6, the last guy you would pick would be Stark. Because he's still viable with his staggers, his turn meter removal, and his scan wavelengths, which gives out a bunch of buffs. He's available in the guild store, so he's pretty easy to get. You'll probably have him 7 stars pretty quickly, so that's why he ranks up on this list. He is on the bottom half because he kind of diminishes in value over late game, but he can still be useful. And then we have our placeholder Mob Enforcer, ITB. ITB is available from a Singular hard node, which is a 1-drop. If you guys do not know, ITB stands for Imperial TIE Bomber. An Imperial TIE Bomber, he is a pilotless ship. So Imperial TIE Bomber is pretty good because you don't have to upgrade a pilot for it to fly. And yeah, that's probably the best part about Imperial TIE Bombers. You don't have to upgrade a pilot. He's also got some TIE Bomber's also got some powerful anti-rebel synergy, so he could be used in taking down rebel fleets. And then number 11, we have Counterattack. He's somewhat viable. I mean, I think you should be using him with a Newt Gunray team instead of a Sith team, which I see a lot of people using him with the Sith team. I think the most valuable is like a Newt Gunray, Jango Fett, and then Dooku. So you can farm Dooku from Cantina battles and Dark Side. Ignore the Galactic Challenge. That's obviously not going to be there for a whole long time. As I keep saying, don't buy the packs. His abilities are okay, but to get a character to Relic, you don't need to upgrade their abilities. So if you really don't like that character, then you could literally just leave their abilities at level 1. And I've modded my Dooku for like really high tenacity, just so he doesn't get stunned or dazed or something, and he just keeps counterattacking to the end of time. So number 12, we have Maul. Maul is available in, I believe, the Guild store and the Fleet store. I suggest buying him from the Fleet store. You want to be using those Guild stores on Stark, because Stark is an exclusive to the Guild store. So, Maul, somewhat viable. I mean, I suppose maybe you can counter Geos, but Piet also has a daze, and he's much better than Maul. So yeah, he can be used in some times. Occasionally you see Maul lead. He can get away with some stuff, so he's not obsolete, but he's not the greatest. And then number 13, we have Darth Sidious. Look at the name. He's probably pretty bad. Obviously, he's not the worst character in the game, but just to have the Senate in your game and to make him absolute garbage is just an insult to literally like all the prequel memers out there. Man. He's available in the Guild store, or not the Guild store, the Squad Arena store, so you can get him pretty easily. You need him for one of the tiers in the Sith Eternal event. I believe you can do it without this Zeta. I don't think you need to put a Zeta on Darth Sidious to win reliably. So that's good. Number 14, we have Royal Guard. Yeah, he's a beginner, or he was a beginner character. I don't think they give him to you when you start the game anymore. But Royal Guard, you don't ever really need to farm him. You can just get him from Bronzium packs. He shows up so much in those Bronzium packs. He's also in the Emperor's ship, which, I mean, cool, but literally all he does is just put defense up, and he is kind of a meat shield for the rest of the team. He just sponges attacks. So he's not the greatest, and the number 15, I'm still disappointed on why Krennic does not have an Imperial Troopers tag. Maybe that would make him too OP, but he's available from a single hard node. I believe it is a 9D light side or something. 9C light side, 9D. I think it's a 9D. And it seems like he's got a lot of skills, but they're all pretty bad. The only guy, he has an Empire tag. There's like 40, 50 people in the Empire in this game. But the one guy he synergizes with is a Death Trooper, and Death Stick Trooper you want to be using with the Imperial Troopers. So, he's not very viable. He's got an okay lead at best. He has immeasurable power, which is literally unlimited power, but a different word. Well, I guess that you can say that for many things in this game. He's not worth the gear at all, but you gotta put it on if you want to get Sith Eternal. So, man, this requirement just really sucks all around. He's not somebody you want to use. I mean, you could potentially bait out a good enemy team on GAC because someone just sees a relic and they're like, oh, we gotta take him seriously. But no, it's Krennic. Krennic sucks. And that'll be it for this part of the video. I'll just transition to the third part in a second. And now for the last part of today's video, regarding what you would do after you were to get Sith Eternal Emperor, and regarding what to do before hitting level 85. So, Those two topics are completely different. Yes, you can see my roster right here. But we want to scroll down until we see Phoenix. So, the Phoenix characters are going to help you get Palpatine and Thrawn. You cannot get Sith Eternal Emperor without farming Phoenix. So, you're going to need, ideally you want Ezra, Chopper, Kanan, Hera, and Zeb. Sabine is okay, but these 5 are better. So, Ezra and Hera are available from Cantina battles, and you do see him in the fleet store occasionally. Don't buy him from the guild events, he's not worth that. Chopper is available in the Cantina coin store. Kanan is available in Squad Arena. Hera is available in, I believe, the fleet store and the Cantina battles. And Hera and Ezra are unlocked pretty early on in the Cantina battle, so you can easily get these guys 7-star. And Zeb, who is the easiest, is in the Galactic War store. If you're full clearing Galactic War every day, then you'll be getting effectively 30 Zeb shards a day. So you can get him to 7 stars in 11 days. Sabine, you don't really need Sabine. They have ships which are completely optional. The Phantom and the Ghost. You find those in the fleet store. Ideally, you want to get them from the fleet store. You probably don't want to use the hard nodes. And you'd say, what would you do after you get Sith Eternal Emperor? Well, first thing you're probably thinking is, oh, well, Senate, what are you to say? You're not even close to Sith Eternal Emperor. Well, the thing is, I mean, I feel like I know what you probably would do with them. Is Sith Eternal Emperor, you don't really want to place him on defense, because he can get countered by quite a few people. He can get countered if you place him with Watt. He can get countered by Han Solo if Han Solo shoots first and takes out Watt, or at least stuns him. He can be actually countered by Imperial Troopers, which is another team you'll be farming up by going the Sith Eternal route. So you have a counter for Sith Eternal and a Sith Eternal. Sith Eternal you want to be using on offense. You want to be using him with, like, say, Armorer and Watt. Watt you get from territory battles. The Armorer you can find right here on Geonosis, or not Geonosis, Lightside Battles 9C. Well, it is on Geonosis, but... and Watt Tambor you get from Geonosis territory battles. So you need a solid guild for that. You need to be in an 80 million galactic power or above guild to even enter Geonosis territory battle. And then you have to complete the special mission to get Wat Tambor shards. You need 80 shards for Wat Tambor to be unlocked, and Wat Tambor is a great character. So yeah, that's pretty much it, but the last part of this is the, see right down here, you'll find that I've made a couple of squads out of the C requirements. Vader is his own team, obviously, because he is a one-man army. He can take down entire teams by himself. Troopers, you have these 3. You can also add in some extras. You can add in, like, Range Trooper, Dark Trooper. I think the three people that could be viable are Gideon, Dark Trooper, and Range Trooper. You could also make an argument for Death Stick Trooper. But you have, like, those on interchangeable. I think you want a Range Trooper, so probably Veers, Piet, Stark. Stark isn't ideal, but he's already leveled up for Sith Eternal, so might as well put him in. And then you'll have Range Trooper, and the last one could be up to interpretation. Whether you want to run Shore Trooper as a pre-taunt, that's unlikely, but I think you want either Gideon or Dark Trooper, but Death Stick Trooper could also be pretty good. And then there's the C requirements Sith. Yeah, this is kind of a 3v3 team, because there's not a whole lot of good Sith requirements for C. I mean, otherwise, other than Sith Marauder. Or at least Sith team requirements. Obviously, Vader's a Sith and he's top tier, but you want to be running him with, like, Empire or something. And Dooku, yeah, Jango and Newt aren't part of the Sith Eternal requirements, but you want to be farming them up anyway, so you can get Padme. I believe AP Gains is a guide on that, to get Padme with Jango Fett and Newt just, like, soloing the entire event. It's really weird. And then for Empire, Palpatine, Tarkin, Thrawn isn't actually a terrible combo. Royal Guard's there to take some heat off. Krennic's there, because, I mean, where else would you put Krennic? Probably in the trash bin, but... And then the last one for Anakin, you don't have to have Padme. You don't even have to have a team for Anakin, to be honest. He can solo some pretty weak teams. And if you're not farming, if you're just farming up the C requirements, which I don't recommend, I recommend you at least go for someone like CLS or Jedi Knight Revan along the way. But if you want to be really focused, you can just head straight down the path of Sith Eternal Emperor. So yeah, that'll be it for today's guide. See you guys later. Like if you did enjoy, dislike if you didn't. There's no hard feelings. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Yeah, these imposters, man. So many of them.